Шановні колеги, продовжимо.
Dear colleagues, we continue our work. Let us hear Colonel Andriy Lysenko with information about the situation in the ATO area. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. The adversary tries to break the peaceful process on Donbass by attempting military armed provocations using automatic small arms, grenade launchers and mortars. These militarized provocations by rebels are carried out along the whole line of contact. The most tension points are located to the east from Mariupol, in the area of Donetsk airport, in the suburbs of Horlivka and Stanitsa Luhanska. Most outdoors fights have been registered in the village of Shirokina. Yesterday, during a several hours long fight, the rebels tried to assault our company's stronghold by using tanks and 120mm mortars that should be taken away according to Minsk agreement. To the north from Shirokina, the rebels also limited the freedom of movement of OSCE SMM monitoring group. They specifically requested their escort car to follow the group, thus going in violation of Minsk agreement. The situation around Avdiivka is also quite tense. The rebels using armed machines and artillery and 120mm mortars. There were no losses from our side, and the rebels also attempted shelling of Avdiivka. May I remind you that heavy armaments, including 120mm mortars, are to be taken away from the line of contact, but the rebels, despite the numerous statements that they have successfully completed the process, by their daily attacks counteract their own statements. According to the reconnaissance information, the redistribution of spheres of influence results in regular conflicts between Vostok gang and DNR reconnaissance officers. According to the information of the State Border Service, drones have been registered during the previous day. President of Ukraine, Petro Poroshenko, paid visit to military hospital of the Ministry of Defense in Chernihiv, number 407, where wounded ATO participants are treated. He decorated Igor Sherbakov with the Order of Bogdan Khmelnytsky, 3rd degree, Dmitry Voroby with the Order for Bravery of 3rd degree. Mykola Gurin and Vladislav Korj also received decorations and orders, and actually our military servicemen are really our pride, and they make a brilliant example of the protectors of the motherland. All the decorated servicemen were fighting for the motherland in one of the hot spots and the Baltsevsky Platsdarm, the Baltsevsky military area. There are new forces coming to the Ukrainian army. Yesterday, 500 mobilized conscripts have made their military oath at the Rivnensky military base. You can see these moments of them taking the oath. Our servicemen continue their military training to improve their capacities. The training site of Kharkiv Military Academy saw real shooting exercise with military academy students and officers, showing their proficiency in real-life firing and grenade throwing. Ukrainian special services continue their successful attempts to detain top-rank separatists and rebels. The counter-terrorism department of the Security Service of Ukraine detained an ex-minister, so-called minister of coal mining industry of LNR. It has been established that he fled the occupied territory to hide in a former kindergarten. Last May, he was smuggling the Ukrainian coal with support of the then leader of LNR. The hefty revenues were split between the rebels themselves. Ukrainian law enforcement agencies continue retrieving armaments and munitions on the free territories of Donbass. From the beginning of the year, 74 small arms have been found, like 32 automatic guns, 24 pistols, 8 carbines, 7 self-made firing devices, more than 20,000 units of munitions were also discovered. Yesterday, one of the courier postal service points in Mariupol was checked and illegal shipments of grenades and small armaments were discovered.
Recently, police in Drushkivka ran a clean operation and they found in one of the house some ammunition. The man illegally had 2 grenades, two fuses, 2 grenade, 100 shells, caliber 7.62, and the pipe for grenade launcher APG-22. Ukrainian sportsmen support our heroes. Yesterday, players of national football team, they visited Tel Aviv military hospital where there are 60 wounded military men. They brought fruits and sport attributes for our military men who are big fans of our team, national team. Communication with sportsmen improved the mood of the military men, and it helps to recover quicker because of the unity of Ukrainian people and army. We can be sure that the spirit of fighters will be on the high level. Internal community helps Ukrainian military men, and now 100 our military men were rehabilitated in Germany, Israel, the US, Bulgaria, and Baltic countries. In addition to that, about 80 soldiers got recovered, and 38 are still treated in leading clinics all the world. And Ukraine created special groups of highly qualified doctors to provide assistance to our military men. And that includes surgeons, neurosurgeons, anesthesiologists, traumatologists, and other doctors, medical professionals. Ukrainian maintenance teams, they renovate equipment, they renovate infrastructure of Donbass. Yesterday, they opened the bridge that unites Severodonetsk and Rubizha. That bridge through Borovo River was exploded by militants in July last year when they were running away. They wanted to stop the advance of our army. After liberation, Rubizhne, Severodonetsk, Lysenko, they built a temporary pontoon bridge, but they had to go around for 30 kilometers during bad weather. Since now, full-fledged communication between Severodonetsk and Rubizhne re-established. Communication of police is daily, 24 hours there, and they control security in that district. March 31, Kramatorsk received humanitarian cargo from Rivne, and it's about 15 tons, and wood, water, and construction materials were sent to towns that suffered because of battles. That's it. Please, if you have questions. Thank you. Introduce yourself. Channel 5, can you give us statistics about wounded and number of attacks of terrorists on our checkpoints? The number of shells, we don't have that information. We have 4 wounded soldiers from the whole area. I cannot give you geography. Valery Contrario, Liga Business Inform. What about exchange of prisoners, military prisoners, and also a swapping of dead bodies? And there are negotiations all the time, but very often they are not systemic, unfortunately. But that works in the process. Bodies of all our soldiers who died, as soon as possible they are delivered to the points of identification. If there is no documents, and also relatives are informed about that when they are identified. As to prisoners, we are working, and it's not public work, but we inform when that happens, because unfortunately the enemy has its own claims to his own idea about swapping prisoners, and very often when that was disrupted because of the other party. So, but we still continue our efforts to liberate our soldiers. Do you have data when last time that happened? I cannot tell you now. One question: do you have information? Can you make it public about people who are considered to be missing? What is then the general number? I don't have that information right now, but I will prepare it for you. Next question. If there are no more questions, thank you very much. See you tomorrow, 12:30. The working day is over for today. Thank you.